name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today it's a trying to fix video, and this video is sponsored by the My Mate Vince Massive, which this month is Saturnine Cinema and Robert Hughes, so massive thumbs up to them two and all the other Patreons that support me. So let's get straight into this video. This is an item I bought off eBay, quite a rare item and certainly unusual looking, and this particular thing hasn't been featured as far as I know on YouTube, and there's very little information about it online. So it's from 1963 and it is a radio. Look at that, really unusual. So you tune it from up here. Tune, we got a volume thing. Okay, that does click. We've got medium wave and long wave, little switch here. That looks like to me that it should be in here. Mind you, there's no catch down here for it. Mark, looks like we've got a headphone jack. Oh yes, look at that. Oh, now that is a nice touch. So that is the aerial. Like so. Very unusual item. Right, so I had to pay a lot of money for this. I paid, it was up for £75. I offered £45. It was accepted. And then I had to pay £12 postage, so £57 for an item which is faulty. But working, they do go for a lot of money. They're definitely worth a lot more than that. So yeah, you can see it does need one clean. Thinking that must be the speaker down there. So now let's see how this operates. Looks like there's a screw missing. Right, okay, well that doesn't look very healthy, does it? Doesn't look healthy at all. Negative, positive, headphone jack. Right, so this is going to need a fair bit of work doing to it. I mean, it could just be as simple as the fact that these contacts here have all rusted and are all broken off and faulty. But regardless, I think we'll take it apart to have a look on the inside, and also it will give me an opportunity to clean this up here. So even if we can't get it working, it's still going to be better to clean it. Do you know what I'm thinking? Yeah. This part here is the part that goes around here, so we're going to have to take it apart anyway. This has been, so obviously it has been taken apart and it's been put together incorrectly. I was thinking that doesn't look right there. So this whole bottom bit needs to swivel round, and then this will fit into here. And I presume originally, yeah, maybe when it's round there, that's a shorter area here. So maybe this clamps into the bottom here through this little hole here. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. Right, okay, I'll tell you what, let's not mess around with the battery compartment yet. Let's take it apart and let's see what it looks like on the inside, and then see if we can do something here. Or maybe there's another option. Maybe we can feed it via power another way. Mind you, saying that, it's a collectible item, so it needs to be kept original, which is a shame because all of this is just rotted to bits. Looking forward to getting stuck into this one, see what the inside looks like, and seeing if we can make it any bit nicer and clean it up. Great if we could get it to work as well, would be a massive bonus. Now this here is 57 years old, which is unbelievable. 57, whoa. Right, I suppose first of all we better work out what voltage this thing takes. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so there's 6 batteries in it. They're going to be AA size batteries, that's 1.5 volts each. And let's just see how it's wired up. So we've got negative, positive. Then it goes from here to here, here to here, here. So that's all in series. Here to here, series, series, series. And then from here it must go to the positive terminal there, and this goes to the negative terminal, which then go on to these two terminals here. So that makes sense. So we're looking at 6 batteries in series, so 9 volts. So I mean, if you weren't bothered about keeping it original, I wonder whether it would work okay with just a 9-volt battery, you know, the little rectangle batteries. But anyway, we'll worry about that. I think we'll worry about that nearer the end. Let's tear into this thing. So I'm thinking that we have to undo these screws down the middle and maybe it separates as a half. I wonder, was this a quality item or was it just a novelty item? What's it say here? All transistor. Oh, here we go. These pop off. Oh, a good bit of dust in there. Now that one doesn't matter where it goes. Now there's this one. This will matter where it goes, won't it? So I'm going to have to... how am I going to work out now? I'll have to take a picture, make sure that the red blob there is pointing to that red line. I've got to make sure it goes back exactly the same way, haven't I? We've got a tiny little screw in there, so I must have to undo that to lift this off here. Oh, and we've got to screw this side as well. Ah, so there's a little screw missing from there. Let's undo this. So now again I have to make a note of which way round this goes, don't I? Because otherwise I could put this on back to front and then it won't line up with the stations. I mean, whether anybody would actually be using this to listen to is debatable, but it needs to go back how it was. So basically we've got the silver to silver here and the black the other side. Right, now we've got 3 nice big screws here. Now this should all come off here. It's so nice to have something metal and not just chrome plated plastic. Okay, now this should come off. Yes, it will. Oh, is that a date there? No, it's not. Is it 42/10/60? I don't know why they put that there. Oh, it's the end of this here. Look at the UK. It's slightly odd shape, and even Italy looks a bit odd. Sicily's been missed off completely. Jersey's been missed off as well. The Channel Islands. Right. Oh, but look here. Can you see? Can you see how it's silver under this part that's been covered? So, and here as well. So this has all got faded over the years. Now there's no way of getting that back, is there? Because this is all just a lump of plastic that's been painted and then painted over. Yeah, so there's no way of getting that back, unfortunately. Interesting. Oh, I've got that smell. Yeah, you know that old, something old smell, old electronics. Right, so here we go. I wish I could explain what these things do. But I can't, I just know it looks nice. Right, I think we'll keep on with the dismantling for the moment. I've got to be really careful now for all these wires here. Right, so what we got here now? Ooh, look at that under there. That don't look too great, does it? But then again, I suppose this would all be hand soldered, wouldn't it? You know, from the factory. But I've got to be careful because if these break, I'm not going to know where they go to. I've just labelled up all the wires and sort of drawn diagrams to where they go, and I'm just going to unsolder them because I want to be able to separate the two halves of this. So yeah, let's unsolder these wires now. Okay, so now we've got that separated. Let's see what's happening here. So this is going to be the speaker. Here we go. Here we go. So now, oh, look at the dust. Look at the dust and dirt in that. Oh my god, it's actually matted. Wow, look at that. So I suppose I can unsolder this and then separate it up properly. R and W for red and white, and now I'm going to unsolder these two. Right, well we don't actually need to take that apart any further now, do we? And there is actually two screws just hidden on the inside here. Right, that's it all separated. Now it'll give me the opportunity to clean it, and this part here needs to go all the way down to here, like that. I'll have to see if I can get some kind of bolt to go through there to clamp onto that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get a wet wipe and some IPA. I'm going to clean everything up and then put some deoxit in these bits here to make them switch nicely. And then we need to concentrate on trying to clean this up here and getting this back together and actually seeing whether this is working or not. So I'm just going to be fast forwarding through all this. This is going to take a long time, but I'm quite looking forward to it. Let's get started. Well, it actually says Japan down here. I'm wondering if this belonged to a smoker, because it's actually really brown, and then for example, even when you think it's clean, you wipe the baker light at the bottom here and look, can you still see it's coming off. Just while I'm cleaning up this, I mean, it is unbelievably covered in tar. I'm slightly confused because I definitely know that these two were the ones going to the speaker. And if you pull one of the white wires, you can see it goes to this connection here, which is fine, because I presume when you plug in the speaker, the headphone jack, then it should kill the power to the speaker. But now when I pull this red one here, it's going off to this connection here, which we definitely know there's 9 volts going into these two. And then from here, it goes to the base of the headphone jack there. So surely if you're going to plug in headphones, 9 volts is going to kill them. I'm wondering if this is not a headphone jack. Online it shows, it says it is a headphone jack. I'm wondering if it's something to do with giving it power, but then why would we have it go into, why would we have it go into the speaker? Which is just a little bit weird. So I'm going to leave it as it is. I just hope it hasn't been wired up incorrectly. What I can do at the end anyway, if we do get it working, I can just plug in some old speakers which don't really mean much to me, and then if it blows them, it blows them. Because it's going to take me so long to clean everything, I'm going to start spraying white vinegar on here just to let it eat away at all the corrosion. And then after a while I'll wipe that off and then spray it again and again and again until it hopefully starts working its magic. Got the initial dust off just with a wet wipe, and now I'm going to use some IPA to give it all a good clean and get rid of any water or anything that's on there. Right, when that dries, I'm going to put some deoxit in there. So now I'm going to concentrate on this bottom bit here. Mixing up some epoxy just to set these back in their place here, because I can't rivet them through. I don't think that the super glue is going to hold that very well, because it's broken in so many places. It's kind of gone brittle. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to rub a soldering iron across the top of it, and then that might seal it up. So I'm just trying to go down a little bit deep and then just fill in each of the edges. Okay, so I know it looks a complete mess, but I've burnt down in the cracks from here and also underneath there now. So what I'm doing is just sanding back the bits of plastic that have melted kind of upwards, and now I'm just going to give everything a polish, and hopefully then they're still going to be noticeable, but they were noticeable that there's cracks anyway. But I'm hoping that might be stronger now than it was before. So that's it there. Well, it's certainly better than it was, but it's still obviously far from perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder all these wires back on to where they need to go. Now I just want to check for continuity. I don't want to put the batteries in it yet because this epoxy is still setting. But if you look, so we're going to go from here to here, and I've got continuity. And then from this point here to here, continuity. This point here to here, yeah. And then from here to here. And from here to here. So they should now be working, although it does look a mess. What I need to do is I need to give it more of a polish up to make it more a uniform colour. But it's going to work, and also now it's much stronger than it was before. So now I'm going to put everything else back together. So this should be fun, and then we solder it up and we'll see when we pop the batteries in whether or not it's going to work. So let's get going. It's time to put a bit of deoxit into this volume here, and hopefully that will help it with any crackles. Hopefully it will work its way in. Well, we're nearly ready to turn it on now. I just need to put the batteries in and see what happens. I'm really happy with how it's come out. I mean, look up here. There's just no comparison to what it was like before. It looks much better now. So this dial here is LW, long wave, and this dial here is medium wave. Okay, so I presume this thing probably hasn't worked in a long time. So I don't know now, maybe if we do this, we might have a problem. Once power goes into it, there might be some capacitors or something that's not working. Now let's see if we've got 9 volts here and here. No, we haven't. 5 volts, no, some of these are not making the contact. Yeah, one of them's still not right. So let's go across here and here. Right, it's this one here. Yeah, it's this one here. Oh, it's reading now. No, it's not. There you go. Right, let's take it out. Let's try bending that in a bit. Yeah, it's because we've got the broken spring here. Just going to try to curl it around a little bit more to make contact with the middle. There we go. Right, there we go. 9.6 volts. Excellent. Right, let's pop this in and let's see if it's actually going to work or not. Right, so what we got? Positive here. Oh, we got a little groove. There's a little groove here, so it has to go in this way. And that corresponds to positive here, so that's fine. Well, I've only got the one screw to put in the bottom. Right, let's see if it's got any signs of life whatsoever. So let's turn it on. Oh my god, I can hear it. I can hear it. This probably hasn't worked in decades.
Huge amount of cash. Use a pleasant, even tone of voice.
Oh, actually, fair play, it is actually quite loud when you go underneath it. Right, what I'm going to do is, let's move it to a nicer location so we can see it, because it really is a lovely looking thing, and we're not giving it justice just looking down at the top. I think I might have picked up the Christine off the Radio World, you know, the Stephen King film, because this thing must be possessed. It only picks up old stations. But it is nice and clear. Actually, check out the loudness of it. And as well as that, the headphone jack does work, which is weird because Maybe I looked at it wrong. I'll probably work it out when I'm editing it. But it looked like there was 9 volts going into it. So if I put the headphones in there, plug them, turn it on, listen. There we go. Right, unfortunately I can't play it any longer because otherwise I'll get done for copyright. But look at it, it's a quirky little thing. I don't know if it would have been expensive back in 1963. But it's expensive now, and I suppose it's the rarity of it. I can imagine loads of people would want something like that in their room, just as a kind of showpiece, basically, just a bit of a talking piece. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Nothing really wrong with it. Just faulty battery terminals there because obviously there's been a leak there at some stage, and it just needed to be put together correctly. But it is nice. Look, all transistor. So I suppose this is the days when there used to be valves in radios, and it's showing off the fact that it was transistor. I think, anyway. I'm not a big radio man, so I don't know the ins and outs of it. But certainly interesting, especially the little dial up there. It does look lovely. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a massive thumbs up and please subscribe for more Trying to Fix videos. Take care. Bye now.